Hi everyone, thank you for joining our live Q&A today. I'm going to now hand it over to our lovely lecturer to answer any of your questions.
Hello, is anybody? My name's Julia Hart and I'm the floristry tutor for obviously the floristry section at Brooksby Melton College, and I'm in charge of that at the minute. I work the days that we work on Mondays and Tuesdays. Has anybody got any questions for me? What are the entry requirements? Somebody's saying. Well, you need probably, it depends on age. Usually if you're a mature student, you don't have to have entry level, so long as you're good with English and maths. And if you're coming from school, you would need, I don't know how they work now. Chaya, do you know how they work? What the grades are? Because it's altered now, isn't it? It's numbers rather than...
Yep, so the entry requirements is 5 GCSEs at grades C/4, including English.
Oh, thank you very much. So I hope that answers your question. Is there any more questions? At the minute, we're not sure what the course will be next year, because it will run, but we're not sure who the awarding body is going to be. But the skills and the knowledge that you'll receive would be the same no matter who is the provider of it, really. So to do that, you would be learning how to make hand tides, all different shapes. You would be learning the funeral side of it, so you'd learn everything from grave poses to crosses and basing and all that sort of thing. We do wedding work, so you'd have the big bouquets, the smaller bouquets, buttonholes, things like that. There's usually a art and design one there, so you'd learn about the elements and principles of design during the year, which would help you with every other one. And there's a conditioning unit, so you'd learn all flower names, the botanical names, how to look after and condition all the flowers that come in, how to order flowers, how to work out quantities, how to retail up your prices so that they're commercially viable to sell. We've got a big cooler in our room that we keep the flowers in. The flowers arrive on a Monday, and you would condition them, which means that you would cut all the ends off, strip the leaves of anything that would go under the water, put them into buckets of water and flower food, and then somebody's in charge of the cooler each week, and they empty it out and all the new stock goes in. I've got our desks are reasonably high so that you're working at a level that won't hurt your back. What else can I say? The room's not too big, it's quite open. It is cold because in a florist shop it would be cold. We need to keep flowers cool. We reuse the flowers all through the week and for probably several weeks because they keep quite a long time in the cooler. So if anybody's got any more questions for me that I've not answered, I'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, we have another question. Is there a uniform or a kit?
We normally provide aprons, which we sort of loan out, and we have them back at the end of the year. If anybody does want to buy one, they can do. And the kit that you need really is some scissors that we can get in for you, and they're about £10 or £11, but they've got wire cutters on, so you can't use normal scissors unless you're already in a florist and you've got those scissors. That's fine, but we insist on those because you don't want to get repetitive strain injury with cutting as much as you would be. So that's really the only kit apart from folders, a good camera to take pictures. That's it really for kit wise.
We've also got another question. Is this course suitable for mature students, and what costs are involved?
At the minute, I don't know about cost because we're not sure which awarding body we're going with, so I can't answer that one. But out of 10 students this year, there's probably 3 younger ones, probably 16 to 18, and all the other students are more mature. I think you would find if you were more mature, you'd probably like the course because most people are. And then we get a lot of people that have worked in what I call a dry industry, such as an office or been a nurse or worked in a hospital and things, and they're doing something for themselves for probably the first time in their life, really. Anything else?
How long is the course for?
The course that we run at the moment is for a year and it's for 2 days, but I wouldn't be able to say what it will be next year. Once we know what it is and we've got people's names, we would ring up and interview them and tell them what the course is going to be for the following year, which usually starts in September. Somebody said, what career prospects are there? Well, hopefully you'd get to work in a shop. You wouldn't be able to go in as a senior florist straight off, but you would learn your trade in the shop, or a lot of people set up their own business and start from scratch, probably start small, selling to family and friends, or doing little weddings and then moving on. You could become a demonstrator. You could go and work in a hotel that do these lovely big designs. It does open up quite a lot of avenues for you. Anything else?
Are there any student success stories?
Yes. You remember The Apprentice? We had Elizabeth on The Apprentice. She came from, well, she trained at Brooksby College quite a number of years ago. We've got several florist shops round about. I don't know if anybody knows Sophie's Flowers. Well, she used to be in Melton, but she's now got a business outside of Melton. In Syston, we've got a mum and daughter that I taught, and they're designer daisies. So whenever I go anywhere in the country, I always go and have a look in the florist shops, just in case there's somebody I've taught there. But there's lots of people in shops or own shops that have come from Brooksby. What sort of skills do you learn? Right, so you're going to learn the skills of being able to care for flowers so that they don't die as quickly as some people help them to. So you're going to learn how all the conditioning, the skills you're going to learn are the skills of all the making of the design. So what would happen, we would make something, show you how to make it, and you would practice it several times. So that's the skills that you would learn, is the actual floristry and the names of the plants, and just how to price up, price down, talk to customers, that sort of thing. Anything else?
So how do I apply is one of the questions.
Well, how you can apply is online. I would say I'm sure you just fill in the form that's online to apply. Obviously, I can't tell you what the course will be because we're not sure what it is yet. What facilities do we have? Well, we've got our own, I say this quite proudly because we have got our own water and hot water in the classroom and high sinks. The facilities for personal use are, there's toilets nearby, there's a machine to get tea and coffee out of, there's a chance to go up to the main campus and be able to purchase your lunch if you wanted to. In beautiful grounds, Brooksby is really lovely grounds, so there's plenty of places to walk and sit down. We can go out and pick flowers at certain times of the year when the grounds people say that they've got some spare. What else is there? Sometimes we get to decorate the church. There's a church on the grounds or in the grounds that we've decorated several times. Other years we've decorated the hall for Christmas. So we've done big garlands and designs that go over the doors. So lovely facilities there that we can actually work with that show off our skills. Any other?
So do we do any flower arrangements for the college?
Yes, I've just said that. You do flower arrangements for the college. Also, if anybody in the college wants a hand tied for somebody's birthday or they need something making, they'll often get in touch with me and we would make things. Once people start to get the skills together, we would ask anybody if they'd like to make those, and up till then we make the any designs that come in. But once you've got the skills and know how to make things, we would definitely pass the orders on to the students.
So is there any theory work?
Well, at the minute I won't know what theory work there would be on next year's because of the awarding body, but there is quite a lot of theory work. A lot of people think it's all playing with flowers when in actual fact it doesn't quite work like that. You do play with flowers a lot of the time in college, but at the moment the group that I've got now have got a lot of paperwork because they'll have to do for each of the 6 assignments that I'm doing this year. There would be the 6 units, there would be 3 assignments for each unit. So yes, there is a lot of paperwork. I tell the girls now that they would need to spend at least another 5 or 6 hours at home doing the homework to bring in to keep up. But obviously I won't know next year what that would be. It could change. Do we grow any flowers and use them for the arrangements? Do you mean they do grow flowers for us? It's mostly greenery. For us, flowers are cheaper. It's the greenery that's expensive. So we've got lots and lots of ways of growing that. They grow the flowers from the plant centre for us. The gardeners have got cornice. They have lots of things in the garden that in an abundance that we can go and pick. They've grown lots of ivies for me because obviously we can make buttonholes, hand ties, we can make most things with ivy. So we do try not to buy stuff that we can actually collect from the grounds. Anything else?
So roughly how many days will they be in college for, roughly?
Well, I can only tell you what we're doing this year because I won't know next year, but this year it's 2 days and it's 9:30 till 4:30, with remembering that there's the other work at home that we set. Any other questions?
So when does the course start?
Usually the course starts in September, usually the 2nd week in September.
Are there any apprenticeships?
Not at the minute, but that is something that they might be looking into.
What happens if I don't have the entry requirements?
Well, if you don't have the entry requirements, we wouldn't be able to take you on the course, really.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and how you got into floristry?
When I got into floristry, I used to go flower arranging, and from there I went up to Brooksby College probably about 25 years ago, and I did an evening course. And from that, one of the tutors asked me to come in when she was poorly one time. I said, would I do cover an evening course? And that's how it started, really. And from that, I progressed into running the course now and being in charge of the budget. I've worked in Stapleford Park Hotel, making all the large arrangements. I've worked in Pollen. It's Pollen now, but it used to be Tippett's at Oakham. So I've worked in several florist shops. And the other tutor is also works in a florist shop, and I taught the other tutor as well. So we all work within the industry at some point.
So what do the classrooms look like?
Classrooms quite different to normal classrooms. Ours is quite funky, considering that when I look at the others, we've got lime green chairs, we've got higher tables, we've got pretty boxes that we keep things in. There's raffia, there's tissues up on like a ladder. There's cellophane up on the walls. It's quite colourful, our classroom, I always think. Yeah, it's a nice classroom. It's informal. It's not like a classroom that you would be at school. It's very informal, but hopefully the girls like it. We try to run it as much as to be commercial as possible, so that when we give you something to make, after you've made it several times, we'll say to you, right, we'd like this made in, say, a wallet wrap would take 25 minutes, and you'd try and make it in that time. Or a posy arrangement, we might say, will take you 45 minutes. So you time yourself just to see if you're commercially in the time scale, because we know that you should be able to make it in that time, so that you can build up your skills, so that when you do go into a shop, you know, we teach you how to choose the flowers, how to work out the order costs, how to take off your makeup costs or your markup. And then so that's really what we do in the floristry shop, or in our classroom. Are there any more questions? I can't think of anything else that it's quite an informal classroom. It's not like as I've said, being in school, but obviously I don't know what awarding body we'll go with next year, so the structure will change. Are there any more questions? So is there nothing else, Chaya? Are we there?
Yeah, I think we are. I think we've come to the end of the session. If you have any further questions, please email courseeinquiries@brooksbymelton.ac.uk. You can also apply now directly on our website, which is www.brooksbymelton.ac.uk. We'd like to thank Julia for today, and thank you for everyone for joining our live Q&A. Enjoy the rest of our virtual open day, and we really hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.